before the world knew her as Ellie May Clampett. Donna Douglas was simply a girl growing up in the quiet fields of Pride, Louisiana. She was born on September 26, 1932, into a modest, hard-working family. Her father worked long hours at Standard Oil, while her mother carried the steady strength of a Southern woman devoted to home and family. Life was simple, predictable, and far removed from Hollywood dreams. Louisiana shaped her in ways no acting school ever could. Endless fields, whispering trees, and slow afternoons on wooden porches became the backdrop of her childhood. It was there that Donna absorbed the warmth, humility, and traditional values that would later define both her career and her character. She wasn't the loudest child in the room nor the most obvious star, but there was something quietly magnetic about her. A curious gaze, a gentle smile that lingered. Even as a young girl, Donna possessed a natural storytelling instinct. She loved role-playing games, dances, and imaginary characters, often performing for family members who applauded with amusement and affection. Those moments on the porch, small, playful, innocent, were the earliest signs of a gift that had not yet found its stage. Growing up without privilege, instead it hardened her resolve. Donna learned early that dreams were not handed out freely. They were pursued with patience and faith. And when the time came to leave comfort behind, she didn't hesitate. With little more than belief in herself and a quiet determination, Donna Douglas made a decision that would change her life forever. She left Louisiana behind and chose New York City, a city known for breaking dreams just as easily as it created them. New York did not welcome Donna Douglas with instant success. Like countless young women before her, she arrived carrying hope, uncertainty, and a belief that effort could open doors where privilege could not. At first, the city tested her resolve. The pace was relentless. The competition was unforgiving. Yet Donna adapted quickly. Her classic beauty, calm presence, and natural confidence soon caught the attention of photographers. Modeling became her entry point into the industry. Magazine covers followed. Cameras seemed to favor her face, and the fashion world embraced her southern elegance. But modeling was never the destination. Was not enough. She wanted movement, emotion, transformation. Acting, not modeling, was the place where she believed she truly belonged, where stories were lived, not just captured. Slowly, opportunities appeared. Small roles, brief appearances, modest beginnings in film and television that required patience rather than applause. Her performances felt genuine, unforced, something casting directors quietly noticed. Then came the role that would define her life, Ellie May Clampett. When Donna was cast in the Beverly Hillbillies, few could have predicted the cultural imprint of a country girl quickly became something deeper. Through Donna's performance, Ellie May transformed from a simple sitcom character into a symbol of innocence, warmth, and sincerity. From 1962 to 1971, the show dominated American television, and at its heart was Donna Douglas, with bright eyes, unmistakable smile, and effortless charm, making audiences feel as though Ellie May was not acting at all, but simply being herself. Donna didn't exaggerate the role. She lived it. Her southern accent, gentle humor, and open-hearted personality blurred the line between actress and character. Viewers didn't just laugh at Ellie May, they trusted her, loved her, and welcomed her into their homes every week. Fame arrived quietly, then all at once. Magazine covers, promotional posters, talk show appearances. Donna Douglas became a household name, not because audiences felt something rare when they watched her, comfort. Yet behind the success, a new challenge began to emerge, the burden of being forever associated with a single role. And that burden would shape the next chapter of her life in unexpected ways. Success brought Donna Douglas everything a young actress was told to desire: recognition, admiration, and a permanent place in popular culture. But fame, especially the kind tied so tightly to one iconic role, came with a quiet cost. Ellie May Clampett was no longer just a character. She had become an image, a symbol of innocence, purity, and unspoiled joy. Audiences adored her, and television networks embraced her as part of American identity. Yet that same affection began to define Donna more narrowly than she had ever intended. Casting directors saw Ellie May before they saw Donna Douglas, despite her talent and versatility. The industry struggled to imagine her as anything other than the cheerful country girl with bright eyes and a warm smile. It was not rejection but limitation. and limitation over time can feel just as heavy. Donna responded not with bitterness, but with quiet adaptability. She continued, appearing on talk shows where her natural warmth and sincerity made her a favorite guest. She connected easily with hosts and audiences alike, never appearing resentful or disillusioned to the public. She remained gracious, approachable, and deeply genuine. Behind the scenes, she searched for other ways to express herself. Music became one of those paths. Donna released several albums inspired by Southern traditions and gentle emotional storytelling. Her voice was not about technical complexity, it was about feeling. Each song carried the same softness that defined her on screen, as though she were sharing pieces of her own life through melody beyond entertainment. Donna dedicated herself to charitable work. She attended fundraising events, visited hospitals, and spent time with children facing illness. These were not public gestures designed for headlines. Those who met her often described the same thing: kindness without performance, compassion without expectation. Despite Hollywood fame, Donna never severed her connection to her roots. She remained deeply family-oriented, holding on to the values shaped in Louisiana: humility, perseverance, and sincerity. In an industry that often rewards reinvention, Donna chose consistency of character. But while her public image remained warm and stable, her personal life was about to enter a chapter filled with hope, challenge, and eventual heartbreak. A relationship born on the set of the show that made her famous would soon test everything she believed about love and balance. By the early 1970s, Donna Douglas had already experienced a level of fame few could fully prepare for. It was during this period that her personal life intertwined closely with her professional world. On the set of the Beverly Hillbillies, Donna formed a relationship with Robert E. Leeds, the director behind many episodes of the show. Their connection developed quietly between long workdays, shared creative focus, and brief conversations that slowly deepened into something more meaningful in 1971. They married in a simple, intimate ceremony. There were no grand headlines, no spectacle, just two people beginning a life together with hope and mutual respect. In the early years, their marriage felt grounded and sincere. They shared ordinary routine, private moments, and the comfort of familiarity after long days in the industry. But life inside the entertainment world rarely remains simple. As time passed, professional pressures began to reshape their relationship. Tight schedules, constant public attention, and the emotional demands of creative work created distance where closeness once existed. Fame, which had initially drawn them together, gradually became a silent strain. They tried to make it work by all accounts. Donna and Robert approached their difficulties with maturity rather than conflict. They talked, attempted understanding, and respected each other's struggles. Yet sometimes, effort alone is not enough. Emotional exhaustion, growing independence, and time spent apart slowly eroded the foundation they once shared. In 1980, after nearly a decade together, Donna Douglas and Robert M. Leeds announced their separation. There was no public scandal, no accusation. They ended their marriage with composure and dignity, choosing mutual respect over resentment. The public response, though saddened, was largely understanding. It was a quiet ending to a relationship that had once promised permanence for Donna. This separation marked another turning point. The actress who had spent years giving warmth to millions now faced a period of reflection new that would lead her toward deeper inner strength, but also toward the most difficult battle of her life. In the later chapters of her life, Donna Douglas stepped further away from the spotlight she had once known so well. Fame no longer defined her days. Instead, she lived with intention, valuing peace, family, and quiet purpose over public attention. It was during these years that Donna received devastating news. She was diagnosed with pancreatic cancer, an illness known for its aggressive progression and limited treatment options. The diagnosis came as a shock, yet those closest to her describe her response as calm, measured, and deeply courageous. Donna did not dramatize her suffering. She faced treatment with resilience, enduring chemotherapy and its physical toll without allowing bitterness. Even as her strength weakened, her spirit remained intact. Visitors often recalled the same image: Donna smiling softly, offering warmth even when her own body was failing her. On January 1, 2015, Donna Douglas passed away at the age of 82. Her death marked the end of a life lived with grace rather than spectacle. The mourning that followed was not fueled solely by nostalgia for a beloved television character, but by admiration for the woman behind it. Fans remembered her not just as Ellie May Clampett, but as someone who represented kindness, humility, and emotion sincerity in an industry. Donna Douglas left behind no scandals, no unfinished controversies, no bitter legacy. What remains instead is something quieter, and perhaps more powerful, a woman who carried her Southern values into Hollywood and never let them go. An actress whose most enduring impact was not fame itself, but the comfort she brought to millions. Her story serves as a reminder that success is not only measured by visibility but by character. In the end, Donna Douglas's life was not a fairy tale. It was something far more real.